In May 1999, my brother and I embarked on a voyage down a stretch of coast on the island of New Guinea. Our plan was to construct a sailing vessel, explore the region and capture the voyage on film. Having never used a camera before and relying only on one another, we left our family and entered into a world which would change us forever. Having left South Africa, we spent the next fortnight travelling to the starting point of our voyage. It took no less than 5 flights and hours of sitting at airports before landing in Irian Jaya on the island of New Guinea. Situated just above Australia, Irian Jaya takes up the western part of New Guinea, and together with Papua New Guinea in the east, they form the second largest island in the world. With only a few items of clothing each, the rest of our gear comprised of camera equipment, solar panels, diving gear, rope and sails.
We initially made our way by chartered taxi to the last coastal village accessible by road. Arriving at the small coastal village, we hired a hull for a period of 2 months from a local fisherman.
We found a prow that we're interested in. Now I just have to go down and call the local fisherman who owns the prow so we can barter and find out how much it'll cost for us to rent it or maybe buy it. It was raining a few minutes ago, we got everything packed in under cover. We're just waiting for water. They're just going to fetch us 2 20-litre drums of water.
Well, here we are on our prau that we bought. It worked out to be slightly cheaper than what we thought. It would take a lot of time to build our own one. With the little wind that there is here, this would also move a lot easier through the water. It's taken us 9 days to get to the point where we actually want to be right now in Irian Jaya. We've just paddled from Ransiki, just around the corner, looking for bamboo all along the coast. We found some bamboo in the thick bush just behind us, and we've stopped here and moored the prau. We're going to start cutting our way through into the bush to get to the bamboo.
We managed to construct the covering so we wouldn't get wet last night. We finished about 10 o'clock last night in the dark. We were actually quite lucky because it poured with rain this morning. We had quite a tropical front come through. It was howling with wind.
During our time on the beach, we were often watched by interested Papuans, the native people of these parts. Not knowing much Indonesian, Ren tried with difficulty to explain what we were doing. And Alda, noticing that we only had one oar, gave us one of his, explaining that only one oar would be of little use on such a large craft.
Jay and I noticed some locals chewing pinan, the Indonesian form of betel nut. The chewing of pinan was a daily event for the locals. Also chewed with tobacco, it induced a feeling of relaxation and consisted of 3 ingredients. The pinan, a seed, is combined with another plant part called siri and chewed together with the white powder kapur. Kapur is derived from burnt clamshells, and it provides the base that is needed for the mixture to react. Once we had secured a sturdy cover made from 2 ground sheets and some palm leaves, we began the most important feature of the craft, the mast.
We're going to lift the mast and we're going to put it standing up between these 2 pieces of bamboo, which we're going to clamp at the bottom to each other. The mast will be sitting in the middle. We'll run up and we'll have another 2 at the top running across here. Getting ready to put the mast up now. We've got it lying across the boat. Just going to have to strap some strings to the pulleys before we eventually push it up. Took us a while, pretty heavy, but got it up eventually. It's looking more like a sailing boat than just a prow. Hope to be sailing maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the next day. Just got to get the sails and tie the bottom in.
After deliberating over plenty of packets of 2-minute noodles, we decided on the most reliable method, and in one day we had the mast up and secured. Two locals in a prahu on their way to the market stopped to talk to us. Not understanding much, we tried to converse with them.
Did you taste it?
Bawa di, iya iya. Bawa di perjalanan, ya sedikit.
This was the first time we came into contact with sago, one of the largest food sources on the island. Derived from the sago palm, it could be prepared in a number of various ways.
What does it taste like? Sago.
Sagu.
Sago.
We had planned to use the pulleys to hoist the sails, but also to control the angle of the sails from the steering position at the rear of the craft. Travelling through the bay known as the Cenderawasih Bay, we only thought it appropriate to call our new home on the water the Cenderawasih. It is also the Indonesian name for the bird of paradise that is endemic to this area.
Our favourite.
Yeah, that's what the doctor ordered.
No, but that's not supper, that's lunch.
Yeah, this is lunch. Supper we're having the...
We're going to have the stew. First of the stews, a celebratory stew as well for the launching of the raft tomorrow. We haven't bathed in 6 days. Well, we've been in the water, in and out the water. Our clothes are like salty, caked with sweat. I mean, you wash it off in the sea, but it's still salty and it's like crispy. You can like break it, you know, it's unbelievable.
My hands and my arms are burnt so badly that they feel like they're on fire. It feels like they're
It's also the malaria tablets though.
Yeah, that as well. It says that you'll
Makes
be
you
more
sensitive. But you can feel it's like we're tingling. You got like this tingling.
the funny feelings in the hands when
Yeah,
you
it's
jump
like
in the water. It's
You're
even
just
more
tingling
insane.
and tingling. It's like another feeling.
Later that evening, we checked our position on the charts and prepared the Cenderawasih to sail early the next morning.
Tomorrow we want to travel across there to Rampabon, which is an island over there. If we're sitting at home watching this, we're actually having a pretty good time. We can't wait to get sailing again. It's going to be a good one.
Or at least start sailing.
Yeah, at least start sailing. And hopefully the camera will hold out so you can see where we go for the rest of the journey.
We awoke that morning to find the sky had darkened and a small but steady breeze had started to blow. After 30 minutes of sailing, the breeze turned up a few notches and began pushing us at an increasing speed further away from the shore and out to open sea.
So it's got a bit hairy out here. We've had some really big swells coming through here, big white horses and hitting the boats. But unfortunately, we catch a lot of it.
With Bren hanging onto the rudder, squeezing till his hands were blistered, I realized that to assist in counterbalancing the craft, my efforts to form had to become secondary. The tropical rain with the ever-darkening skies caused us to lose sight of the island of Ramperman.
This is what it's all about. I think we'll have to get the GPS out later just to make sure of our bearing, but I think we can almost see the land.
We should be able to.
The closer we get to it,
closer, yeah.
the closer we get, it should be alright. But the range
Let up a little.
yeah.
The water, the seawater is still like 30 degrees, so it's not cold at all, even though we're getting sopping wet. Okay, we're coming into on the leeward side of the island. The water's pretty shallow here, you can probably stand. You see how blue it is. See the reef running underneath us. We've got bad weather coming up behind.
Hectic bad weather. Lean that way.
What has also happened is one of the sides of our stabilizers is broken, as you can see over there. All the lines are pulling. You also have to drop the sails.
Finally, we reached Ramperman. With the Chenderwassi anchored, we retreated to the beach to seek shelter from the now blazing sun.